Miami. Miami, 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 Miami. It feels like Miami.
Welcome to the Miami Heat Beat Podcast Play-In Preview Part 2. I'm so alive. Games that matter. The 9th and the 10th seed. Two utterly dog shit teams fight for the right to play another dog shit team to then get the right to lose to Cleveland in 4. I'm your host, Giancarlo Navas, and with me today to break down this matchup, the Battle of Mid, Part 3, we have producer Franky G.
It's a mid-off.
It's a mid-off, baby, and we have Coach Lou, the biggest game of the year.
Let's go. All our dreams and hopes can come true tomorrow, baby.
This is
Just
what Adam
once
Silver
more.
envisioned for the play-in. Two absolute titans of the game in the 90s competing against each other. One team can't fucking score. The other team can't fucking defend. They both can't fucking win. Let's go Heat. Let's go Heat. I'm so fucking hyped for Tyler Hero against Vucevic drop. Who's excited?
You are. For everybody. Jesus Christ.
Let's go.
Chad says your enthusiasm is so convincing.
I need to know which bad Heat defender is going to defend Kobe White.
We can call you Giancarlo Esposito.
Eric Spoelstra must be so fucking excited for tomorrow. I mean, think about it. We've seen, listen, I've been here for LeBron James at the height of it all against the San Antonio Spurs, against the Boston Celtics, against LeBron James, Jimmy against LeBron, and this tops it. I'm pumped, man. This is what it's all about. The play-in is a success. This is what we all want.
I want to lower my volume a little bit. Jesus
I fucking hate the
Christ.
play-in. This is such bullshit. I don't want to be here. You know what it is? I want to be watching. I don't even want to be watching Orlando, Atlanta. You know why? Because those teams are bad too. I don't want to watch Miami, Chicago because those teams fucking stink. I hate the play-in. I fucking hate the play-in. I think it's the worst idea. I prefer the in-season tournament. I don't like this play-in. And we're going to break down this piece of shit matchup for you.
Chad says the pod recording is going to need a volume warning.
Nobody's going to listen to the pod because who cares about Heat Bulls, man?
Sickos only.
I don't believe sickos do because even Zach Lowe on his podcast with Mo Tequila, he's like, I don't care. Who cares? Who cares? The other fucking 9-10 in the West, it's Sacramento versus the remnants of the Dallas Mavericks.
That's real hoops.
I would only watch that if Nico Harrison goes out of place. just watch fans hit him in the balls for 2 hours. I don't even
scared.
like the Mavericks, and I fucking hate that guy.
Why? You should love him. Because you don't like the Mavericks, right? That's the point.
I don't know, but he just bothers me. I don't know, man. I'm mad at the NBA right now.
This is big Ethan energy coming from GM.
Yeah, you know, yeah.
Legends Agenda.
Legends Agenda Chat says, I hate the play-in quotations after recording back-to-back play-in pods. Big Ethan energy from G. And guess what? You ain't seen nothing yet if they win. Because I put the pod schedule and it's fucking it'll put Ethan to shame the amount of content we're gonna be doing if they win tomorrow. Please lose.
Jesus,
yeah,
put us out of our misery.
Put us out of our fucking misery. And listen, we got to talk about, the shit that matters. All 17 of you guys in chat. Because obviously
19 now.
19, everybody's fucking riveted for a second preview of the 9-10 matchup. Guys, who's the fuck's the fifth starter? Because we know and I think, to kind of be a little more serious, I was dead ass, but to be a little more focused, I think the only interesting question going into Wednesday's matchup against the Bulls is who Miami's fifth starter is going to be, because I think that's going to really affect how Miami's going to defend Chicago, who's, by the way, has been really good. They're 15-5 in the last 20 games. Their offense has been, I think, 8th best in the league. It would rank 8th best in the league throughout that stretch. They've been really good. They've been winning games. Josh Giddey's been playing awesome, blah, 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 blah. And if you're Miami, you're kind of trying to like configure your defense to be able to stop them. Because as we've seen recently, Miami has a lot of trouble getting stops on Chicago, who plays really fast and one of the fastest teams in the league. We know Miami's slow. And I think that 5th starter, Lou, is going to be interesting because you have the guys that are going to start. It's going to be Bam, it's going to be Tyler, it's going to be Wiggins, and it's going to be Ware. Those guys are pen on paper starters. And that 5th guy, I don't know. They started Alec Burke. Could be Duncan. Could be Davion. God forbid it's Terry Rozier.
He's not. If there's one thing that we can take away from this game is I guarantee that Terry Rozier will not get a minute.
Hawkins. Hawkins had 40.
Let's be
Depot
for
game.
real.
Huh?
Let's be.
Would it
honest.
shock you if Hawkins just is the starter?
Yes.
It would
Yeah.
not shock me. That's the most Spo thing in the world.
Why?
No.
Ew.
He's just like, fuck it.
Stop.
Throw shit
No.
on the wall.
Stop.
He doesn't care about 5th starter. He cares more about what that does for your rotation on the back end. But
Yeah, which is what makes it difficult because, like, realistically, I don't know. I don't know who their 5th starter could be. Like, part of me thinks they're probably going to go with some kind of guard, whether it's Burks or Duncan. I think that's probably where they're going to end up leaning, but I wouldn't be shocked if they started Pell. I don't think they're going to do Davion, even though that wouldn't shock me either. I think they have like 4 options there, but regardless, Davion's going to play like 38 minutes, 36 minutes. Like he has to. Like there's no way you don't play him that much just because we've seen where Chicago has killed him. So I just don't know. I don't have a set in stone answer. Like it feels like they don't
have to. They play in less than 24 hours, so.
Do you think they already know?
I think they know.
Do you think they know, Frankie?
I think so.
Do you think they're comfortable with it?
I think this is the best
They
they
stink.
have.
They're not comfortable with anything. They're not comfortable with anything because they're awful. We've watched them for 82 games, and they're one of the worst Heat teams they're straight up one of the worst Heat teams to have ever existed.
Yeah, I don't know. I think ultimately it's probably going to be Duncan. I wouldn't want it to be Duncan. I would like for them to put some more defense on the floor. So I would like for it to
If
be
it's Atlanta next. I do think Duncan starts, but
yeah, maybe. But I do think like Pell in this matchup probably makes more sense than Duncan.
He's questionable.
Davion makes a lot more sense. Like Davion should be like the easy answer. I say fuck it. Just start him. And just
I feel like you're not comfortable. Frankie, do you have an answer that you have confidence in?
I'm not comfortable.
I actually think it's going to be Davion or Burks. More likely Burks, just because they've had a lot of success with his offense recently, him spacing the floor. I don't think there's like a perfect answer here. Just because Wiggins has struggled here with defensively. Like you have some options with Pell, but I don't think Pell is the kind of wild card I want to start in the game. He's more like I need a spark. I need some energy. I need somebody to dive on the floor, to wake the guys up. That's where I'm going for Pell. I want to bring Pell, Davion off the bench, but
change the pace.
Yeah, exactly. But Davion's been really successful off the bench, helping bring another ball handler off the bench and his defense and energy, rim pressure. He's been great there. I think they should start Davion and really like try to muck this game up, like get Chicago
From the
uncomfortable, play it slow and stall ball, like use up the shot clock, get back on defense and really like use up, like make Chicago uncomfortable. If they play Chicago style, which they've done almost every matchup, they're going to lose this game.
So Chicago plays really fast, which we've talked about, and I don't really know. I think Davion is, as you guys have said, like the antidote to that. Who can play? Who can muck it up? Who can defend their point of attack? Listen, Kobe White can really score the ball, and he's probably their most explosive scorer in terms of that guy can pop the fuck off any night.
and an issue is, and it's what Jason pointed out last night on the pod is, if a guy like Giddey gets a defensive rebound, that they're pushing, they're running, and that becomes difficult for Miami to stop. Even doesn't matter if you play Davion or not, because now you have that guy who's 6'8" running the floor with the ball, and those guys are faster than you, and they're just gonna push. I don't really know if Miami can do that. I don't really know if they can control the pace of the game, Frankie.
I don't think so either. That's been an issue for them all season. I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to like throw them off. I wouldn't be surprised if Bam starts on Giddey and then Wiggins.
He did
on
last
Buzelis.
game. He did last game.
Yeah, but I'm saying like the whole game. Like I wouldn't be surprised. Like he starts on him from the get-go, and that's the goal. And they try to muck it up that way.
I just think it's just easy to get him. I think that's good in theory, but I just think that you hurt your rebounding doing that, and I think that's just a lot to ask of him.
I mean, the Bulls aren't a good offensive rebounding team anyways. So I think the interesting thing is, like, to me, it's been Wiggins in both of these matchups against the Bulls has been just putrid defensively.
Yeah.
Whether his job has been Matas or his job has been Giddey or whoever he's been asked to guard. And this is not just like picking on Wiggins in particular, but like the Heat defense in general at stopping dribble drive penetration. In their last 2 games since the All-Star break, they have given up 57 drives per game to the Chicago Bulls. 20 of them to Giddey, 18 of them to Kobe White.
Yikes.
Those are the two heads of the snake. You have to cut those guys off. I think personally, if that's the case, I think you just stick Bam on Buzelis and you let Wiggins completely dig into the Giddey matchup and suffocate guard 94 feet. Do whatever.
I don't disagree.
Whatever it takes.
I think Ware obviously is going to start on Vucevic.
Yeah, that's
yeah. I just don't do that, because on the other end, Buzelis started off on Ware, and Ware absolutely like just oversized him, overpowered him. I imagine we're going to see Vucevic start on him, and probably Buzelis start on Bam. So that kind of makes less of a complicated cross match for both those guys, really, if they start off defending each other. I do think Wiggins on Giddey is the move, and I also think that Davion on I was about to call him Cody White.
Kobe White.
Kobe White is the move. It's just I don't really know how else. They don't really have options, and then I guess Hero on Herder.
Yeah,
You kind of leave those guys.
Tyler guard's the worst defender. That's
Yeah,
the worst option.
they'll guard each other too. So I
Yeah.
actually think, ironically, this will get played pretty straight up, even though the matchups are a little bit cross position.
I don't think Buzelis will guard Bam though. I think they'll probably
guarded
just
him last
Vucevic.
game, like in the second half of last game, he guarded him, and
Maybe in spurts. I don't think the Heat are going to run 2 bigs often against this team. I'm going to be honest.
I agree.
Like the amount of pace that the other team plays with, I wouldn't be shocked that we're seeing more Wiggins, Highsmith, Bam combos as opposed to Ware. Like, this is going to be an interesting game for Ware to see how impactful can he be, forcing the other team to have to play up, or with his size and his interior presence, whether that's off of lobs or defensively. Like, he needs to put his fingerprints on this game, because the Bulls have so many guards that can put pressure on the rim, but they don't necessarily have size outside of, or, like traditional size or athleticism. Like, Buzelis is big and athletic, but that's the only one. Like, Vucevic is just big. He's not athletic. Zach Collins,
but Vucevic has historically just fucking killed them.
Yeah, but I'm talking about on the offensive side of the floor, he needs to punish them with his speed and all these things. Because if that's not the case, I wouldn't be shocked if the Heat run out there with more Highsmith, more Burks off the bench.
I think the guys and Lou, one of the things I think they might do is not be so concerned with matching up defensively and be like, bro, we got bigs and drop. Let it fucking fly. Big dog, Duncan, D-Rob, you get out there. Tyler, you get out there. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they give Rozier a little run. I don't like that. I want to be very clear.
Let's next topic, dude. We're not talking fucking Terry Rozier in the playing game.
I don't want them to.
He just
you
went 1 for 9 the last game of the season against the worst team in
he
fucking in the association.
stinks, dude.
He's not on the team. He's not playing a single minute.
I-
Next fucking guy.
I
I'm
hate
not
that.
wasting
I
an
hate-
ounce of my breath on this man. Next.
Hawkes is another guy
that guy.
who, you know, if we kind of talk about their depth a little bit, I hate that guy too. We talk about their depth a little bit. I think I give the edge a little bit to Miami. Again, in this battle of mid, you know, I think Robinson, Kyle Anderson's been pretty okay for them. Highsmith is good. Mitchell obviously good. Then you have the kind of Burks situation, whether he starts or not. I Jovic is questionable, although I don't see that happening for them. I think Duncan could be a big Duncan game. I think that, again, getting bigs and drop, you know, kind of getting these guys in pick and roll in those situations where they have to make some decisions, and you know, if Duncan can kind of get enough penetration, I think that becomes pretty difficult for Chicago, and I think Miami is going to need a little bit of that life. I don't, you know, they're shooting the ball really well the last like 15 games or so. I mean, they've shot the ball like lights out since the winning streak, since that 6-game winning streak. They've been one of the best shooting teams in the league. So if that carries over, you know, all this that we're talking about could kind of be made moot if like Duncan has a really big game, if Hero has a really big game and drop, all that stuff kind of becomes null. What are you laughing at?
Yeah, I'm saying the last box score. I think I'm just looking at the minutes distribution, man, and this is something like this was a must-win game, and like the Bulls pretty much shortened their rotation to like 5 guys they were really gonna lean on, and the Heat had 2 guys that they could 3 guys that they really leaned on. Like this can't be a thing where Spo is like searching for answers off the bench. He's got to trust his guys and lean on his top guys for heavy minutes. If you're trying to win this game, like Giddey played 40 minutes, Herter played 37, and nobody came close to those minutes on the Heat. They need to lean on these guys. They had everybody on the Heat rotation was 16 minutes or more. They don't have the quality depth in this matchup to lean on those guys. You got to out talent them. You and control the pace in this game, man.
And again, like we kind of talked about, like all the reasons why they probably can't control the pace. Again, like they're just gonna have issues guarding Giddey and Kobe White. That's just gonna be an issue for them all night. Vucevic has been known to have good offensive nights against them, whether Bam defends him or not. And I just think that the Bulls matchup, not horribly, Bulls have been a better team the last 20 games of the season to close out. They've been red hot. They've been genuinely good.
17-10 since the All-Star break. So they've been really good since the All-Star break.
Yeah, no, really good. And then again, 15-5 going back to their 20 games. I mean, they're just
you know, it's funny. The Heat over the last 15, they have a higher net rating, but they're only 8-7, and the Bulls are 11-4.
You know, it's funny. 8-7 is about what I thought this team would be all year. It's kind of the vibe, but you know,
I thought they were missing the playoffs from the get.
They're more like 7-8.
I thought they were for sure going to make the playoffs, but I mean, I've learned otherwise.
Nah, man, they said this was a fucking circus from the offseason.
This sucks, man.
They're running the fucking clown show of the century right now, and we're talking about them being a 10th seed in the East, like.
And that was with a late season 6-game win streak, and they couldn't even get out of the
late season 6-game win streak. This team is the epitome of garbage, and here we are.
I'm looking at
ready for tomorrow.
I just want to, you know, and I don't want to like posture too much about how poor this season has been and everything, but I saw something pretty funny that I thought I'd share with the audience and with you guys. So, Dunks and Threes is one of my favorite basketball analytics sites, and EPM is one of my favorite metrics. And I was looking at some Heat stats, and I saw this graph showing the team EPM from 2013 to now. This looks like the fucking U.S. stock market. Look at that.
Trump's America.
Let me tell you something. This graph is the microcosm of America. Hold on, I'll even remove the Chiron so you can see the dates. It is quite funny. You see, that's 2013 all the way to 2025. Let me tell you something. It's been rough. It's been a rough few years. It'll never be It'll never be what it once was. I'll just say that. Just God, I miss
That
this
looks
kid.
so ugly. The decline of this franchise.
It's really the decline of this franchise just in real time.
And that's regular season. So at least we've had some kind of success in the postseason, but
That's
Jesus
true.
Christ, like just the shit show that they run for 82 games.
Chad had a-
Holy.
Chad had a stat that made me smile a little bit. Said funny stat of the year: Tatum 34% from three, Jaylen Brown 32% from three. That did make me happy. Thank you,
Bam,
Mac.
35.7.
Bam, the other kind of element to this is he's been shooting a lot more threes, kind of
Mhm.
close out the year here. I'd say last 15 games or so. I think he's hit like multiple threes in how many games? Like to
7
close
in a
out-
row, I think.
Yeah. So something pretty pretty important, I think, for their long term outlook. Guys, do you think Hawkins gets on the floor
No.
in this game? So you think no? You don't think that
I'm
game?
firmly no.
You're
I thi-
firmly no. You don't even think Eric gives him a here's 2 minutes. Let's see how you look.
I think he'd rather give that to Pell or Burks.
Well, Pell's questionable. Like,
But I'm
Pell-
saying,
Depending
I
on
think
if Pell's healthy, then I think he gives it to Pell. I agree with Frankie. But if he's not, or like if he's not ready to go, then maybe Hawkins gets a minute or two, and then or
I don't think
a,
it's crazy. Like, I
a
don't
3
think
minute
that,
run to end the quarter and see how he goes from there.
Now they care about winning this game. I don't know why, but they really, really care. I do know why. But,
That doesn't mean anything. They can
yeah.
care about winning.
They care about winning.
they cared
so-
about winning all season.
They cared about. I was about to say, what was the record? 37 and 45.
Yeah, so
bad.
Bam over the
Ugh.
last 12 games shot 53% from three
Dog.
That's really good. That's
Yeah,
really,
he's
really
been
on
he's been
4
great.
attempts a game.
Yeah, look at that. Shoot them bitches. Let it fly.
I hope
You
part
go
of me-
last 20, he's on 47% on 3.6. Was still pretty good.
I kind of agree here with Chad. If they need to slow the game down and get to the rim, I could see Hawkins getting minutes. I actually don't think it's a crazy question I asked because I think this is kind of a matchup where you kind of want what he brings offensively, and if he's going to give you some kind of similar game to what he gave you against Washington. Now, again, he did that against a team that was not an NBA team. That Wizards team is not an NBA team, and this is a team that has played really, really well lately. I don't think he plays. I just don't think the question's crazy to ask if he does.
I just think it's kind of tough. Like who's he playing over?
Yeah, that's the hard part. But I mean, I do agree with you. Like theoretically, this is a team that runs a lot of guards. The Bulls are like Hawkins' size advantage should. And they're also a team like the Bulls are also a team that doesn't have a traditional like rim protecting five. So like, yeah, I could see him maybe sneak in a couple minutes. It's just over who and how long. Like I know the leash is not going to be long. It's just more like over who and the minutes would come in the first half, like unequivocally. Like they would test it out early, and if it works, they'll let him go as long as it works, and if not, he's done for the rest of the game.
Yeah, it's just tough because of the you hope he can carry that over, but like you said, it's not a great indicator because it took until that matchup specifically to get anything out of him. I just think defensively, the issue with Jaime is on ball and in space. He's not very good. The chat says he'll spin move. Jaime can't really contain on the perimeter and has issues there. Bazelis like abused them in one of the early matchups. And Giddey isn't going to be bothered by a guy like him. Kobe, you put him on, if Kobe White catches him on a mismatch, it's just going to be more drives. So I just don't find an easy answer and they're going to leave him alone to space three. He's not going to get to drive in the paint. Like they're going to help on him and dare somebody else to beat him.
Yeah.
Chat's asking if we think Nico plays if he's active. I just don't think he's active. And
I don't think he would play.
I don't think
active.
he's active, but if he is active, I 100% think he should.
Frankie, what is that cup?
It was a Hooters cup.
Please show the class. I haven't seen. Oh, there we go.
My friend gave it to me.
You picked that up, and I was like, "What the fuck's going on over there?"
Where I can't take a sip of water.
Guy's thirsty.
I can see that.
I forgot I had that cup.
I can see. Oh my god, it'd be funny if I take a sip out of like an anime waifu cup. That would be. Guys, the other thing I wanted to talk about today was should they win this game?
Go ahead, Frankie.
There's obviously some implications for their draft equity if they lose. I know I want them to lose, not because I care about the draft pick, because I want them out of my life. I'd just rather spend Easter with my family and the Lord than with Terry Rozier. I'm just being honest.
The devil.
The devil is alive. The devil is alive.
But I mean, it just feels like this team, this era has just been like, when you leave them for dead, they resurrect 3 days later. So I don't know, man. I don't think they should. I think there is value in these picks, and the shot at getting a high pick. I know there's worries and concerns about having unprotected picks out there, but you're giving up the picks anyways. Like, and like, I don't, if you're expecting this pick to be so bad next year, like, are you already conceding this offseason? Like, are you already just saying like, we're not going to make any moves to get better? Because that's what I feel like. Because the whole appeal for this, to keep the picks in their view, is so they can make more trades. And to make trades, you're gonna have to use picks. So you're gonna use unprotected picks to make trades, and you're afraid of having them out there again. Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Like, you're gonna get better. Just we're gonna get better. Hypothetically, with another year in the system, we don't know. We thought Jaime was going to be the same thing, but they have a lot of appealing pieces. If they can flip some stuff, move some stuff around, and figure some shit out and be creative. Like, I would love this team to be creative, and the front office especially, like, do something to fucking help this fucking team and your Hall of Fame coach. Stop. Woe is me. The cap is hard. We have no picks. We have this.
We never have enough. Never have enough assets to make.
We never have
trade.
enough. We can't do this. Oh, the draft gods don't like us because we can never move up in the lottery. Oh, basketball karma. Oh, shut up, man. Just fucking do your fucking jobs.
Yeah,
why does Pat Riley sound like that?
That's the whole front office. That's the mouthpiece for them. Whoever fucking leaks that out to Ethan and
Who's
Barry
ever
Jackson.
talking to Ethan? So okay, let's So I'm Ethan. I'm picking up a call from the organization.
Wait! Breaking news. Who's gonna get traded this off? Zion Williamson gets traded to.
It's gotta be Kevin Durant. Durant was right there.
Kevin Durant gets traded to non-Miami Heat team, and then
ring
and scene.
Ethan,
you have to call. You have to come on.
You did the ring, stupid.
Do you have
Jesus
a phone?
Christ.
Come on. If we're gonna act this out, we're gonna do this right.
Oh my God. Ring.
Okay.
And he brings the ring anyways.
Okay. Hello?
Oh, hey, Ethan.
Wait, no, I gotta be Ethan. Hello.
Hey, Ethan. I just want to tell you what happened with the Kevin Durant trade.
What do you mean?
We couldn't get it done. He's old, and we just didn't want to consider using so many picks, and that we don't have. We can't do it quick and dirty because we don't have. We have Terry Rozier. We offered them Terry Rozier, and it wasn't enough. We said we'll give them Jaime Jaquez, maybe. We'll think about it.
I have to do an ad, and I got to tell Alex to do 70 podcasts. So can you hurry up?
It's just so hard. Life's so hard. We have rings though. We have rings they're collecting dust, and we gave Bam Adebayo an extension, and we hope Tyler Hero takes a leap.
I gotta go. Adi Toyota's calling.
Bam Adebayo.
Bam Adebayo. That segment went better in my head.
That was sensational. Like, I don't. That was an elite segment.
The Audi Toyota was for the best. That's for the OG.
Oh my God. He said ring.
He told me to ring, and then he was already getting his phone.
I gotta
ready
be
for
honest
the
with you.
ring.
I was scrambling for my watch so that I could make the I can put the
Oh
locator.
my goodness gracious.
I hate this team.
Ooh.
This is
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
this is what
So Lou, do you think the Heat should win?
Um, no, I don't care about next season's pick. Like I don't care about losing out on this one to get the next one just because you never know how a season's going to go. So, and that's kind of their whole argument too is like, oh, we don't know if next year it's going to be worse and we're going to have worse injury luck. Like Tyler played a lot this year, Bam played a lot this year. Like, that should tell you everything you need to know about your team and your franchise. That if those guys played a lot and you're still in this position, then you're, like we need to take a cold hard look in the mirror and see where can we improve. Like, what was our issue? Are our ways old? Like, like the way we look at things. Like, we need to maybe turn shit on its head and see where we go from here. But like I hope they make it a game tomorrow. I don't think I wouldn't be shocked if they win, but at this point, dude, I just fucking rather have the pick because if you delay this one more year, it's not like they're going to make the 2026 draft pick anyways. They're just going to trade these picks for somebody. And then we're going to be in this same situation in 3 to 4 years where they don't have enough assets to acquire the next guy. And then Bam's going to be the one who probably fucking ask, like, hopefully he doesn't, but like, this is just a shitty situation to be in as a franchise in general. So like, just bring the talent in a year early. Who gives a shit if you suck next year? You suck this year anyways already because of what you did with Jimmy. Yeah, and you sucked fucking hard too. So like, it doesn't matter anymore. Just generally, you bring the talent in, you help it develop. Maybe you fucking hit a home run on one of these guys, and it's worth not having to trade your entire fucking, like, the few assets that you have. It's worth not having to trade all of those to bring one guy in and hope that guy hits a fucking home run when you're paying fucking single prices. You know what I'm saying? Like you have fucking single money and you're trying to hit a grand slam. Like it doesn't make sense. So the only way for you to hit a grand slam is to actually draft some kind of stud in the draft. And we see that every year. Like, so
But
it's also
chat, what do you ask? People in chat are asking, can we trade those picks? What specifically are you? Can you specify what you're asking so that we can better?
Can we even trade those picks? No. So technically, what I'm trying to get at is no, they can't trade the picks because of the Stepien rule. So you're right in that aspect. But what I'm trying to get at is we trade those picks in the offseason when we can, like the draft rights to the player. So we just make the pick for somebody else. You get what I'm saying? Like they do that type of deal to include it in a trade. Like they won't be able to trade it right away, but they don't care about the picks anyways. Like they're going to trade them during the draft day if that's the case. Is what I'm trying to get at. Like,
Lou and I, not to make this too much about like next year, but I said, when on the end of the regular season pod that I did, I said this was a team that now without Jimmy, they are very aimless. There's no plan because unlike the team that won 15 games, they had a plan. We're going to be bad. We're going to draft Derrick Rose or Michael Beasley. And
that was a pivot. They weren't planning on being bad.
They weren't planning on being bad, but then
they're like,
Frank,
Wade,
they had a plan.
Wade was hurt.
They pivoted. They pivoted.
They pivoted and they had a real plan.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was we all knew that 2010 they were going to be players in this massive free agent frenzy. So there was a plan to look forward to. There's no plan now.
Right.
There's no free agent.
There's nothing.
The plan is the same plan. Hope a player falls in our laps. Hope a team says yes. Hope this. Like, I get it. There's a lot of hope in the draft lottery as well.
They don't even have really, because at least Franky, I agree with you, but at least before when they were kind of in that same kind of limbo in those Winslow and Josh years, at least you're like, okay, we have young guys that we believe in. I don't think that any of us think that Pelle Larsson is going to be more than like a solid role player in the league, or I don't know what we project Hawk as or where. I don't think they're going to be all-star level guys ever, right? So it's not like they have a young guy on the team. They don't have anything. They just have a bunch of dudes.
Well, I would say Ware has more upside than those guys.
Yeah,
for sure.
and Nico.
I don't think Ware has more upside than Winslow. I just don't think that.
I'm a huge Justice fan. I'm not a Ware fan, and I strongly disagree.
Frankie, I mean, we were there.
I am on the
we were
same
I
there.
was there.
I'm not
I am
here.
saying
on the-
I'm
I am on the
obviously
same page, and I can tell you, I think still Ware has a higher upside.
Yeah.
I kind of think that's crazy because like I think when we're not to relitigate this. Obviously, the hindsight's crazy. We know that Justice is out of the league and never developed a real offensive game outside of ball handling. But the thought was, it's like, oh my God, he's a special perimeter defender. Dude, he was defending prime LeBron James. Like he was
here.
he
I'm with you.
was a
I'm
1
with you.
through 4
I'm with you.
defender.
That
and
tells
he
me
could-
role player.
He could ball handle at his size, and you're like, if he can, and by the way, the finishing stuff didn't happen until like year 3, where like he just became a pumpkin at the rim. But you know,
he was always a pumpkin.
Yeah,
at the
no,
rim,
but
I'm
he was
sorry.
athletic. He would dunk.
He would dunk,
was-
but if it was a layup, it was off the.
He
It was,
lost
it was
some
off
of
the
that.
backboard.
He was like a 2-hand dunk, like with nobody around him.
I'm sorry. I love Justice Winslow.
Yeah, you're making me talk shit about Justice.
I
You
love.
guys.
I still
And-
love Justice
and
Winslow.
I did not like the Ware pick, but I can admit that Ware has been better than I would have ever imagined. So I'm gonna give him all his fucking flowers, and his
Yeah.
upside is just better, just due to the reason like his offensive game is so much further than what
You're
Winslow's
a
was.
fucking asshole for this, G.
I hate you, man.
You're
What are you
fucking-
doing to me?
I love, but I don't know. I
Somebody sent Jack. Shout out Jack. Somebody sent Jack this fucking clip of me
I'm gonna
defending
ask
Ware
Jack.
over
Is
Justice
those are
Winslow.
probably Jack's 2 favorite players, Justice Winslow and Khalil Ware. Which is
I'm looking
just-
at
Goodness.
Justice's finishing numbers were so
yeah,
bad.
yeah, it was bad. His year
I don't
2 was
know.
at 46%. Oh my
That was the season he got hurt. He only played 18 games.
yeah.
But it was consistently around.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. There's a lot of red on his shooting chart. Which is
Yeah,
bad.
everything he did that was good was not involving putting the ball in the basket. That was his worst
Yeah.
trait. But that's what you
No,
need to
he
be a
was
star.
he was a good handler.
Okay, but anyways,
Regardless, yeah, not
regardless,
to relitigate.
like
not
I
to
think
relitigate
Ware has
pods
more
from 10 years
potential.
ago.
I think Nico has more potential.
Yeah, Nico's still 21. Like,
Yeah. We don't know what they get with the picks. They have 2 picks potentially. Could be 2 lotto picks, and that could be help them move up in the draft, get something forward, get 2 shots at it as well. Like Adam Simon. They could also trade one and get flexible, get a pick
Bingo.
next year, and be good. And not have to worry about missing a pick next year. Like they could do some stuff about this. It's just like the big things about this is they have to have a definitive direction of how to acquire talent, and they have not realized the way to acquire talent in this era is drafting, trading, drafting and trading. Drafting, they don't have a lot of picks in the future. They have hit on a lot of their picks, but they haven't hit on a star, like you're saying, to your point, G. But they need bites at the apple. They've found rotation players. They found guys who have potential. We don't know how good Ware and Nico can be, but they're still young. They're both Nico's 21, like Lou said, and
Ware's
then you have
20.
2 more guys to the fire. That like teams get lucky in the draft all the time. Heat have had a lot of success there, and then also stacking assets, stacking picks, stacking young guys, so they could trade them for that next guy. Now the Heat also problem is every time they've tried to fucking trade for somebody, it's a guy it's a guy in their fucking late 30s, mid to late 30s,
and it's they
And they
only
get
go whale
surprised.
hunting.
Yeah, they only go whale hunting.
They will never go tuna fishing. And tuna's got value too.
Yeah.
Tuna's got some value. You can find
Derek
good
White
tuna
was
now.
a tuna. Drew Holiday was a tuna for and they helped
Kristaps, like
Kristaps. Those guys got Boston over the edge. Like
marginal. You got to take chances on guys. You got to take chances on guys who their value is lower than where you received them. Like again, that's always the issue with the team. They did it with Terry. They traded for Terry at his peak value. Now we see what the fuck we're getting. It always bites them in the ass. They traded for Kyle Lowry in his peak value, even though it was a sign and trade. And, he ended up regressing. They ended up trading him for Terry. Like, it just backwards thinking at all times. And I'm not saying, but regardless, like, that's just the way that they operate. They never go try to get a role player and improve when realistically the last trade that seriously helped this team compete was a role player trade. When they traded for Jay Crowder, who was a nobody already, like he was just a throw in. When they traded for Iguodala, who wasn't getting minutes, Like they made trades for guys who were just not, you know,
They made a trade that helped their team grow, and that's the best
exactly.
move they made. Solomon
Yeah,
Hill, can't
Solomon
forget.
Hill. There,
Hey,
he
hey.
gave him minutes too. Like
Friend of the show.
love Solomon, but it's realistically, it's just this fucking outdated fucking thinking, and the Heat are
Yeah.
fucking stuck in the 1800s.
Chad's talking about Davion. Davion was a swing at a young guy that was didn't fit on that team on his rookie contract, and was a great fit for the Heat. We'll
Yep.
see if he stays on the team, but
I hope he does.
yeah, but those are the kind of deals they can make. They can get flexibility. They just got to be creative, but they have to change. They have to change the way they fucking think and the way they've done business.
Love this for a Bulls Heat preview. Listen, I'm down memory lane.
Oh my god.
I mean, just as better now? Are we kidding? I'm going to leave you with the musical stylings of Brass Jazz. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow for the play-in.
We can't hear it.
You can't?
Oh.
You can't? Oh, that's
Oh my god, this is going to just about as good as the Heat season.
that's just unfortunate. Wow, you can't. Wow, I was really excited.
In the mid-off, G wins.